Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Nice of you to be up this morning. Thank you for being a part of the Walk and Talk. Today's Walk and Talk is all about the discipline and the leadership of your money. I apologize for that. When it comes time for us to... Good morning, everyone. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for being there. If you haven't had a chance to yet, go ahead and drop into the chat where you're checking in from, what time it is, where you are. I want to thank you guys for being here this morning once again. This is our walk and talk. We always walk, we always talk. We always focus on positivity, growth, and awareness of ourself and accountability for ourselves. Today we can see as financial leadership, guys. One of the things to always consider when it comes to being disciplined and showing leadership, how we lead our finances makes a significant change. This is one of the things that everyone is looking for advice on. And as I always say, it starts with leading yourself. And so everyone wants to know, how do I get rich? How do I make more money? How do I invest $1,000 now? $10,000 now? You know, and so everyone's trying to figure these things out. So as people try to figure these things out, the question becomes, well, in what way are we growing and taking more control, especially over our finances? The best way to do that is to make sure we're focused, we show repetition, we show consistency, and we show up for our finances. Take you guys up here. Thank you guys for being here this morning. Good morning. Yes, how you doing, Kiki, CJ? What's up, dog? How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Doing my walk and talk. It is currently 5:13 a.m. here on the East Coast. Long weekend, guys. Had to do some travel for business. Got back home, and now it's never too early, child. Was a late night, but I did want to get up this morning and make sure we were here for this. Thank you guys for being here. This morning's talk is about financial leadership as a financial leadership, as a leadership competency that we all need to develop. It's a competency we have to understand the need to work on and be diligent with. This is one of the areas where you apply discipline and you change a lot of things in your life, because as we know, if you make a change in one area of your life, it is bound to impact another. Let's go up here. At the top of the little hill. Jesus Christ, I did it again. What was it, like 12 minutes? Dude, every time I flip that screen. So, what I was saying is simply, in order to be able to manage your finances, in order to lead your money efficiently, you need to know where it is. You need to know that it's being taken care of. And then you need to put it to work for you. So, whether you're doing leadership on a job or leadership of your own money, it still takes the same principles of understanding that there needs to be a purpose for it. If your money has no purpose, if all your money is for is paying your bills, then that's as much money as you'll seek to attain. That's as much money as you will have the knowledge of how to manage. Even if you make more money than you need to meet your needs, to pay your bills, if you don't have a plan for your money, most people just find bigger bills, right? And view that as, this is how I've stepped up in life. So leading our financials means we need to know where we're going, what we're doing, what the purpose is for this money we have, and how exactly we're going to put it to work. Now, once we understand that that's what we're going to do, that's going to be our challenge, we now have to do it. It's no longer a question of, are we trying to do it? We have to put it into play. Now, this is where the discipline steps in, where we have to have repetition. We have to be patient, understanding that this $5 is not going to turn into $5 million overnight. We have to be consistent, making sure that over the periods of payment, over the period of time that we are applying our focus to these financials, which should be consistently, which should be ongoing, then we have to have points to check in. We have to be able to know where our money is and what our money's doing. That's very important. And so as we go through the process of training our financials, strengthening our financials, leading our financials appropriately, we just need to make sure we understand what our purpose is for doing the work, what our focus is, and then understand how to get it done. Like I said, if your desire is, hey, I seek enough money to provide for myself and my family, and that's what you work towards, is the amount of money needed to provide for yourself and your family. That's as much money as you'll learn to manage. That's as much money as you will learn how to invest or use. And so you won't grow your knowledge. You won't grow outside. If you want to grow that money more, you have to grow yourself more. You have to grow your knowledge, your understanding. You even have to find out that you cannot capitalize off of you cannot capitalize off of something you're not participating in. And it's really hard to participate in things that you don't know exist. And so when you have situations where you would like to invest or you would like to use more money, you're going to be challenged in that situation because you don't have the knowledge of what to do with that money. And so what we end up doing is we just end up spending more money or finding more expensive things to spend our money on. Financial leadership does require humility as one of the things we must have. We must understand because of what money can help us to provide, we must understand that when we are leading our money and we have this purpose, we must also understand that there is a way for us to seed this money, for this money to be used to assist and to help others. The reason why this is important is because when you start a business and you invest your money in that business and you want a return on it, at some point you're going to have to invest in people. If you learn to invest in people when there is nothing returned for it, there's no work returned for it, there's nothing returned for it. If you learn to invest in people where all you get back is the benefit of that, of knowing that blessing is there, then when you start your business and it's time to bless people because they're helping to bless you, you will be less resistant to making sure you compensate in a way that's going to allow for your team to be encouraged to support you, be engaged, and be committed to the business. But again, this is about leading your financials. This is about leading your financials through the purpose that you have for your life. A little wet out here today, guys. So, in leading our financials and doing the things that's necessary to make sure we're growing, we're moving closer to our goal, we're improving our knowledge. Throughout this process, we have to remember that there's a person. We have to remember that there's something that you're working towards, that there's a purpose for what you're doing. When you understand the purpose, it makes it easier to invest into the fix, to invest into the work that needs to be done. Financial leadership also requires for you to help those around you understand the message, understand the purpose and the why behind the work. Understand the immediate, near future, and long-term benefits of getting this support, or understanding how to manage and lead your finances in a way that ensures success. So, thank you again for being here this morning, guys. Thank you for checking in. It's always a pleasure to have you guys be a part of the morning walk and talk. There will be tough mornings, as you see with your finances. There will be mornings where you do not feel like doing the right thing. There'll be evenings and times when leading your finances where doing just the thing would mean more to you, where just using the money, or just for me today, just staying in bed would have its value. But when we commit to something, doing that something requires the discipline to get through those days when things are tough, those days when your expectation of yourself doesn't have a cheerleader, where your expectations come to head with your perceived limitations. What happens when that day undoubtedly comes? What do? We have to get up. We have to go. We have to go do it, because the whole point is to make sure that we are investing our time and energy and our leadership skills into every area of our life. And that discipline is required in order for us to do so. Excuse me. So on those days when you are not 100%, on those days where you really don't feel like being a part of the process, on those days, you understand that I still have a goal, I still have work to do, and I need to get up and get out there and do my work. Understanding that that work is the work I do on me, not the work that I do for someone else's company. So, how do we apply these disciplines? How do we understand the need for this leadership and what it really looks like to be that leader? Well, the way we do that is by ensuring that we are applying the discipline dividend, understanding that by having a strategy and by focusing on that goal, by setting that mark, and there are specific marks you want to set, specific things you want to look for, because this is about growing your legacy and your wealth and leading your financials in a way that allow for you to build generational wealth, allow for you to build a legacy for your family that will go far beyond you. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. If you haven't done so yet, please, if you could drop a thumbs up. Usually when you check in the chat, let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know what time it is where you are. I appreciate you guys being on the walk with me. Thank you again for allowing for me to share. Thank you for your likes. Remember, the discipline necessary in order to achieve our goals requires of us to be consistent and understanding the purpose of the work that we do. Guys, it's always good to spend this morning out here with you. I want you guys to take care. Have yourself a great day. I'll see you guys back out here again tomorrow.